Yeah, the Soup Kitchen Reggae situation, the legal thing is King of Africa Publishing. So everything I'm doing is under King of Africa Publishing. So that's one of the platforms, Soup Kitchen Reggae. And I've identified the right group in South Africa to represent it, to be the head of it, so that they can work with the right organizations in South Africa. Every single frustration that exists with regard to the music industry, how it's working, how it's not working at all levels, right down from the hustlers right to the biggest artists and stars. We take that into consideration with Soup Kitchen Reggae, with those stadium shows, and everybody has a part to play. So people who have tax incentives, people who have promotion platforms, all these things. We look at everything from the publishing, the radio, the publishing rights, revenue from publishing, all of it is put into this pot that actually makes sense for the people because we basically turn the people into the middleman. Not that we get rid of the middleman, we just transform the people into the middleman, or we transform the middleman into the people. Either which way, they don't have a choice. If you're a middleman, we turn you around, you become the people. You don't pocket as much as before. And if you're the people, we turn you into middleman, and you pocket a little more than you used to pocket before. Rastafari. And I don't joke with that. So, and I had to do that as a reggae artist. I just had to look at the model that was left behind by Bob Marley and Peter Tosh, and from the beginning, I was like, "This is not working," because my exposure to Bob Marley and Peter Tosh and reggae music, I didn't get exposed to it coming from the ghetto. I didn't expose to it coming from anything other than a Danish mindset of what works and what doesn't work, what is acceptable and what is not acceptable. So I was informed as to what works. So when I looked at the structure and I saw some of the things in the books that I read in the business, I was just, this is not acceptable. I don't care what. And then to later learn that there was conflicts, and to later learn about these lawsuits, Bob Marley's will and the Wailers and the whole story, I was like, "Oof, man, because I went to school in Denmark and I needed black things. I was the only black in Denmark in my school, right? So I needed as many black things to give me that pride in being black. So when the Cosby Show came along and everybody loved it, it was cool. When Carl Lewis was winning races, it was cool. When Mike Tyson came along and he was beating people up and winning, it was cool. When Michael Jackson was hitting, it was cool. When Prince came along, it was cool. So with Bob Marley, that gave me even more because of the religion and the hair and everything, and that was cool. So, but then if I begin to hear of conflicts in reggae music, it becomes very, very embarrassing for me. So from the beginning, I did not want to be involved in the business. That's the reason why I play the street. That's the reason why I'm in hostels now. Because I looked at the business and it's basically non-existent, and I'm like, dude, some things I just don't want to know. So I watch what's going on from a distance, and I say, oh, okay, so and so has won a Grammy and this and all of that, and I'm like, okay, well, I don't know what the real story is. I don't know what I know is that the amount of money that's being generated compared to the platforms of public participation that are being created as as um, as pertaining to the level that I, as a Danish person, as a former chaos pilot, as a person who understands what makes an egalitarian society work, I find that to be very wanting. And being a student of His Imperial Majesty Emperor Haile Selassie and watching how he implemented so many different things for his people, the schools, the army, the navy, you name it, everything he built and set it up from his effort. I was like, what's keeping Rasta people from doing the same things when they bear the name of Rastafari? You know? So a lot of the things I found were just to me like, you know. So that explains why I've come up with the reggae dollar, why I come up with the walk from Cape Town to Cairo. All those things, they come from me being amongst Rasta and seeing that, boy, it's like 2 hours has gone to this ego fest of who's better than the other. And I had to think, well, what can I do on my own? If we can't get these people to work together, what can I do on my own? So I had to come up with walk from Cape to Cairo and then call all those who think that it is worthy to come on board, you know. And they did. A lot of Rastas did. And we built what we built now, you know, because Jah is great. So it was the right move, which means that we can move now and move in the right direction and inspire everybody and bring everybody together. No more war, because Cape to Cairo is the solution, you know. Yeah. And so then reggae got this UNESCO platform, you know, which I really commend Babsy Grange for. When that happened, I was like, God is great. I was like, God is great. I don't know this woman, but the way God has moved this woman here, I don't think too many people really see what this is, some serious chess move. And I was like, woman? And that it was a woman was even greater because of Cool Mom Records. I was like, girl, I could kiss you. Thank you, baby. Baby, baby, baby. What did you just do? Yes, reggae is a platform for UNESCO. And now you find reggae artists looking at the Israel situation, the Palestine situation, and they don't know what to say, what to do, and some are even picking sides. I'm like, look at these people now. Lord have mercy, it's like they don't know their own father. They don't know who Rastafari and Haile Selassie is and what he's done for you already. Why do you think he gave you the UNESCO platform? So that you can talk with reggae music within the construct of the United Nations, which is the actual reason why Israel exists in the first place. That was a UN resolution, which His Imperial Majesty also voted for. You understand? So in that sense, the only framework to deal with Israel is the United Nations. And that's where you, as a reggae artist, are supposed to say, hey, how about, hey, can we use the framework of the United Nations, please? United Nations, United Nations, United Nations, you have to. You don't have a choice. That is what the Father left for us, that platform, United Nations. Don't, you know, people want to be heroes. They want to build something outside of what these veterans have done. United Nations, who are the veterans? Who are the thinkers who put it in place? You may criticize it, but who are the people put it together? They have to work very hard to put it together. And His Imperial Majesty is a war veteran, you understand? Injured in war, went through all those things, and the League of Nations before had let them down, and they worked for the United Nations. Once they found their platform, it is your duty as a reggae artist to step on that platform and make sure it works for the benefit of the people. So it surprises me to see reggae artists who either talk too much or talk too little or don't know what to say. In other words, they cannot speak at the gate. And that should be the sign of a Rasta, as the Bible says, to speak at the gate, to know what to say, to represent His Imperial Majesty Emperor Haile Selassie in the flesh as you are. Not to say that you don't know what to say. How can the king come and tell us so many things and you as an artist don't know what to say? Or you as an artist have something contrary to what the king has said? You know, and we're talking about the king, not just the king. We're talking about a veteran, a war veteran. Emperor Haile Selassie, a war veteran. You see? So I don't joke when it comes to reggae music, and I don't keep no friend. I don't need no reggae friend. My only reggae friend in reggae music is Emperor Haile Selassie. My only friend in reggae music is His Imperial Majesty Emperor Haile Selassie, Rastafari.